You're watching Notepad with me, Ibrahim Sani. Let's talk about the persecution and the prosecution of the 1MDB cases that is currently happening in Malaysia as well as in the US. Because I tweeted this a few days back. Why is it that in the US, we've seen already two individuals already admitted guilty to some of the charges that is being leveled against them pertaining to the 1MDB scandal. One of them is the ever-famous Tim Leissner of the former Goldman Sachs head of Southeast Asia. And the second that we saw very recently, we didn't even know he existed, but he was indicted by the DOJ in the US and he has duly, promptly admitted guilty, George Higginbotham. Worthy of note, Higginbotham was a former employee of the DOJ. And of course, you can read up on their cases. And I don't want to get, pedantic about the whole thing. But the bottom line is that they admitted that they did some wrongdoing and they are going to be facing with the necessary criminal charges. Perhaps one can assume reduced charges because of the fact that they admitted guilty there. Why is it then that in Malaysia, no one, not one, has admitted guilty pertaining to the 1MDB cases? Not one. And we've seen so many people being arrested, detained, brought to court, charged, and none of them have admitted guilty. This, to me, reads in three ways. Number one, it's true that they believe that they did nothing wrong and that they will have their day in court and they will present their case in front of a judge and in front of the peers and said that they have, absolutely nothing to hide and they are willing to fight their case to the end. That's one. Number two, that something was off, that they might be found guilty, but they're willing to go to war about the whole matter, perhaps because of the fact that the prosecution team wasn't that strong in terms of trying to bargain out a deal. Or perhaps the prosecution wasn't that interested in eking out them with a guilty kind of verdict or guilty admission. So there might be some strategy with the prosecution there. But to me, the third thing is more clear than the first two, in that the government of the day wants this drama to play out in front of the Malaysian population. That this drama is necessary to be discussed and to be debated and to be covered by the media and the press and many others to ensure that this transparency can be upheld if this plays out in court in due time. Because worthy of note that while personalities like the former Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak has been charged over 35 or 38 counts of CBT, of misappropriation of power, taking money laundering charges against him and many others. We've seen all these charges leveled against him and many others, including that of the former 1MDB CEO Arul Kanda. Very recently, he was scot-free of any criminal charges except for very recently when he was charged against tampering of the audit report of 1MDB. So all these individuals need to have their day in court, but they also need their cases to be debated and therefore documented by the law journals of the High Court of Malaya. And perhaps that would be the more important element of the three in them not admitting guilty from these kind of charges. So perhaps in the future, law students, law graduates, people that like law may read about these cases and how they are being debated in the courts. But as of now, to me, this is just a prolonged drama and will continue to play out in the public gallery for not just months to come, but perhaps even years to come. So let me know what you think about this particular episode. Just head on to astroawani.com, search for Notepad over there, and continue our conversation with the comments that you can leave over there, or head on to Twitter at Ibrahim Sani and let me know your thoughts about this matter. Thanks very much for watching, and goodbye.